Hey, what's up, fans of the wltoys mini drifter? You guys have asked for an update of the wltoys. The update of my main 124, 125 drifter, the wltoys, is no longer the wltoys. It is now a custom handmade chassis with wltoys parts. And I do plan on making another one using model bodies, because now that I know that I can use different RC car parts to get a 1/25th scale that could match up and look correct with old regular, models. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try my next model. I'm going to do an Oldsmobile from one of those Rowley, I forgot the name. I just remember Testers. But it's a Oldsmobile 442 Cutlass. And I'm thinking of turning it into a drifter, making another chassis. But anyways, let me get to my update. And I stress this. I can't stress it enough. I stretched the chassis length and I made a completely different steering system, kind of based off of stuff I've seen on many other videos for mini Zs, mini Ds, all kinds of mini drifters. And what I did is I took some of the knowledge that I have from being a junkyard dog and building stuff like go-karts when I was a kid, and some of the videos I saw, and I used that knowledge to make my own steering box and linkage. So I'm going to stop yammering now. Enough with the waffling. And I'm going to show you the chassis and also an upgrade that I'm going to do right now after this video, because I've never even mounted my body. I will even pull apart my wltoys, the mini drifter, the 989, or whatever, the one with the truck body. I'll show you that too, and I'll put them side by side so you can see a little bit of the difference. So let's check it out. So right now I don't have a battery on it, and what I have found is that if you use some of the tacky clay that you can use for cameras and stuff that you don't want to fall off counters, like pictures and stuff, this sticky clay, I will actually use this now for mounting my battery. And I've got a couple of different batteries. I've got this big boy. It's a nice battery, but it's a little heavy. I've got a thinner one, and then I've got a couple of these from buying both of these wltoys. But like I wanted to say, you can see the clay on top of there. I have found that using a little bit of this tacky clay on your battery right there, it'll stay. Unless you get a big, huge, catastrophic crash, it ain't gonna even fling off. Then it's inside the car too. So it works really well for me. I think that I prefer it better than a battery rack or Velcro or any of the other things that just get in the way and add more weight. Anyways, that being said, usually I have a piece of 3M tape on this, which is my ESC, and I'll show you this ESC real close. I don't even know what the brand is. It's a T-side or a T-sidal, you know what I mean? But that's it. I found it on eBay, and all I did is I looked up 1/24th drift brushless ESC. That's all I looked, and I found this guy, and it's good. It doesn't cog or do anything too bad. I guarantee you I can find probably a way better ESC, but it seems to do fine, and I got everything connected, accordingly, properly. And then I'm using a Dumbo RC receiver and controller. And I gotta say, the Dumbo RC controller for me works bitchin'. The telemetry or the gyro, it works bitchin'. The reaction time and the distance that I can get out of this controller and these these receivers, I think is awesome for a controller you're not spending over $50 for. I will get better stuff in the future as my skill progresses, as I get more into drifting. But let's go on to the next thing, which is my steering. You see the steering box that I got right here. Sorry, right there. I built this. I've been building parts ever since I started this whole 24th drift thing. I've been buying carbon fiber in different thicknesses and making my own parts. As you can see right there, I made a box. Here, let me get the wire out of the way. As you can see there, I made a box that actually holds the servo at an angle. And the reason why I did the angle is to eliminate the issues with the suspension going up and down while you're turning. I found that having this thing at an angle like this, it just does an up and down motion. Like it'll go up, over where you need it to go up and over, and then as it gets to the end of its turning capacity, it comes down a little bit, but it's out of the way. And it doesn't do anything to the it doesn't change any of the angle or anything like that, as in like camber, you know, the pitch, you know, your the angle of your wheel sideways, you know, like you're not your toe in, your toe out, but your camber. It won't do anything weird. And then these ends are all parts from the hubs and suspension. I don't recommend any of those parts. This rear end is put together with some of those parts, which is okay, but like I'm gonna say, these adjustable ends, I have not found a single company that makes them that are even worth their money at all. I'm gonna end up buying brand new links, all the little links for this, and I'm gonna actually replace them because they just suck. They just suck. And then to put these plastics on there, it's a pain in the butt. I would just stick with the plastic parts. I would go with the aluminum bulkheads possibly. They look nice, but I honestly am, in my opinion, I think that I get better performance out of the plastic suspension parts than these aluminum parts with these loose balls and the loose adjustments. I mean, that's the tire, but still, I can just tell you get a lot more slop with the aluminum parts. But anyways, you can see my angles, you can see my toe out. This thing turns like a crazy madman, and you can see that I made that loping carbon fiber piece, which I attached to just a regular steering horn arm, which is glued and screwed on. And that's basically how I did it. And then also, I'm going to tell you right now, these tires, these Michelin tires, another eBay special. I love the flatness of them. They made the car more controllable, and they fit correctly on the 1/25th bodies, the 1/25th scale bodies that you can find out there. Also, let me pull this off real quick so you can see the comparison. So as you can see, tail to tail, the one with the handmade carbon fiber chassis is a little bit longer. Basically what I did is I extended this length right here, and those are my first holes for the steering box that didn't work. These are my mounts for the steering box underneath. But yeah, I just basically made the front longer. You can see there's a longer gap right here, I believe. Or no. There's more space right here. That's right. There's more. And I did this all by hand. Basically, I took a metal chassis. I drilled a couple of holes for the front. I drilled a couple of holes from the back. And I put nuts and bolts, locked it in. Then I took a Dremel a jigsaw and a handsaw, and I cut around the metal. And as you can see there's the difference in the scale size of the tires. When I put these little tiny rims and tires on this body, it looked like a little lowrider with 13s on it and white walls or some stupid goofy stuff like that. And then I do gotta say, on this one I have a locked differential in the rear. This one is 4-wheel drive still. I have a one-way only differential in the front, so that they'll, if you can see, they'll turn the wheels this way, but that they run free. They don't turn the motor or nothing, but in drive they drive. So when you go to take a turn and you turn the wheels, it's like hitting the e-brake in a car. So you get that rear end slide out, which helps the 4-wheel drive vehicles drift a lot better. And you know, I think it just gives a better experience when you put the one-wheel differential, but there's no comparison to doing the 2-wheel drive. You'll never get the drift skills that you need to be considered a drifter with this. This is fun, this is fast, bitchin', but you want to really get into the drift, which I'm just starting to get serious about it. I would go this direction. And honestly, with the price of buying a whole setup, I would buy one of these, tinker around, then I would go get some carbon fiber and start just ordering parts offline. I would order your own servo basket if you could find some. I would order your own front end from a totally different one. My next one, I'm gonna try to do mini Z or mini D rear end, and then I'm gonna make my own completely custom front end. And I've got that thick, I still got a big piece of this thick carbon fiber, and that's what I'm gonna do the Oldsmobile with. I'm going to do mini Z rear end, the HS, or the same motor as this. I've got another one of these motors, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically make a old school 80s Oldsmobile drift monster. And this one is my daughter's, so this one's gonna stay pretty much like this. This is as upgraded as it will get. I hope this video answers some questions for you and gives you some insight. Please, if you have anything that you want to know about what I've done here, ask. Leave questions in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe. God bless. Have a good day.